Hello guys, my name is Skills on Baking and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 list for Call of Duty 2016 and what it needs in order for it to be successful. I want to say thank you to Thunder. Thunder, you are just an awesome YouTuber, and if I ever saw you in real life, man, I'd tell you thank you for everything that you've done for my channel and everything that you've done for every other, smaller channel. And it's just amazing because you're the only YouTuber that does it, and I gotta say thank you, man. So let's talk about my number 5 spot on my list, map flow. Map flow essentially is how long it takes you to run into a enemy player. If you run into an enemy player a lot, or multiple enemy players, obviously, that means that the map has good map flow. If the map has very bad map flow, it's very unlikely that you are not going to run into another enemy player for a long time, which in Call of Duty is like a minute to 2 minutes. Call of Duty Ghosts had very bad map flow, and it just made pub stoppers leave the game because you couldn't get chem strikes and really quickly because you couldn't find anybody. I don't even remember what the fastest chem strike in that game was. I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes, or something like that, which to me is actually pretty quick. But and for Call of Duty in general, I think the fastest nuclear is like 92 seconds. So I mean, it kind of tells you which game has good map flow and which game doesn't. So right here, I'm going to tell you guys my class setup for this game that you guys are going to be seeing, which is KN-44, Quick Draw, Silencer, Rapid Fire, and I want to say the Grip and Stock. So for the most part, guys, I was going for the Bliss camo, which is 5 attachments and 1 optic, which was the ELO sight. And yeah, it's a pretty cool camo. I locked it after this match, and yeah, so let's talk about my number 4 spot, which is maps. The maps overall need to be small to medium size. I'm not asking for Rust size maps from Modern Warfare 2. I'm talking about the maps that really constantly have good map flow, that really get you in, the game, that really immerse you, that really, push you to your limits when it comes to, your skill gap in Call of Duty. Are you a player that, really reacts well to close quarters, or are you a player that reacts to, long shots, like in this game, that you guys are about to see right here? And it really depends, guys, because with the maps, personally, what I want is a medium, I would say the majority of the maps to be very small and medium sized. I don't want any big size maps like, I would say, large size maps like Stonehaven. I don't really want any of those. I'm just saying that, maybe 1 or 2, but I think what the majority of the players want is small to medium size. In the comments down below, leave what you guys want. Do you guys want small, or do you guys want medium-sized maps? Or do some of you even want large maps? It would be very interesting to see what you guys say. And in my next video, now I will post on my Skills on Bacon channel, I will tell you guys what the results were and what I personally want. So make sure you leave that down in the comments, and I will make sure that in my next video on my channel that I will discuss it. And yeah, so let's talk about kill streaks. Kill streaks are one of the most vital things to a Call of Duty's life. It's kind of like a Call of Duty, that has, bad map flow, bad maps, bad gun balance, terrible community interaction. But if they have good kill streaks, it can act as a plug, for example, or life support for that Call of Duty. If you don't have good kill streaks, you have none of these things I'm about to mention throughout my list, it's pretty much like pulling the plug on that game. It pretty much kills it. So, kill streaks for me, the pinnacle of a good kill streak system is Modern Warfare 3, where you had the Specialist package, which was basically you unlocked perks instead of kill streaks. Support package rewarded players that were more, I would say, passive. Like ballistic vests, counter UAVs, EMPs, etc. So those types of players were on. I honestly really liked having those types of players on my team because they really helped. Giving us ballistic vest. Sometimes EMPs were actually very helpful when it came to obviously destroying all the enemy kill streaks. When it came to UAVs, because UAV spam in that game was crazy. Overall those players were very helpful in my opinion. Assault rifle, people obviously dominated the battlefield, but it was one of those things where, it's one of those games where assault rifles really, kind of mattered. And let's talk about the assault package kill streak, which, honestly, guys, it's just one of those things, man. It's really one of those things where it's very obvious. Obviously, it's the AC-130, the Reaper, the Chopper Gunner, etc. What you would find in most Call of Duty games and where it kind of came from. I want to talk about my number 2 spot, which is gun balance. Gun balance is very important. You want the assault rifles to be good at close range and medium range. SMGs, close range and medium range. Shotguns, close range. Sniper rifles, I would say long range, 2 shots to the body, 1 to the head. And I would say overall, if you guys can make that happen, obviously the LMG should be good at medium range and long range. And if you guys can make that happen, it would lead to some very good gun balance in the game. And obviously there's going to be some patches along the way. But that's just how it is in any other game. No game's perfect. But if we can help make that process better, and if this video, helps Call of Duty 2016 in any way, then our goal has been, fulfilled pretty much. It's been successful. And that's pretty much the point of the video. Now let's talk about my last and probably the most important out of this entire video, which is community interaction. I cannot say this enough when it comes to my YouTube channel or etc. Community interaction is huge. If you guys don't communicate with, every single player, or not every single player, but I would say at least the big players and, tweets, your game isn't going to last long, man. You need to tell us when you guys are going to patch stuff, what's broken, what needs fixed, etc. Here's the nuclear. This is the end of the commentary, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure that you leave it down in the comments. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys.